Right now, 4:33, we want to get the very latest on what's going on in Ukraine and some of the biggest developments over the past 24 hours. We've been talking about them since 4 o'clock. There are a lot. Joining us right now is Robert Sanders, the chair of National Security at the University of New Haven. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us this afternoon. We appreciate your time.
Glad to be with you.
I know the vice president herself, she has been in Poland. There has been talk over recent days to try and get them some aircraft to maybe fight back in Ukraine. But I understand the U.S. has said this would have been a very bad idea. Talk a little more about why that's the case.
Well, the president of Ukraine has asked for this aircraft to bolster his air defense abilities. The United States military and others have come to the conclusion that the real threat is from missiles and long-range artillery, not aircraft and not air-to-air fights. The Russians have some very, very effective ground-to-air defense systems, one the SS-400, and these aircraft won't help take that out, nor will they take out what's really killing innocent Ukrainians right now, which are missiles, not dumb bombs, but missiles and artillery shells. So if you bring that particular extra armament air power to the fight, it may not be effective. And that's the argument, as well as it draws in NATO in a way that the NATO nations are not trying to do right now.
Well, they're trying. It seems like they're trying very hard to not get involved at any level, really. But how does this end then? Don't you think that's inevitable, maybe?
Well, NATO's very involved. The United States last night passed a bill. That bill, if you add the numbers up, is more than the entire Ukrainian defense allocation for a year that the United States agreed to give last night. There was a time earlier in the week when 14 large body U.S. aircraft were landing a day at a certain place to unload equipment to Ukrainian forces to move into the fight. So we're engaged. Other countries are engaged. The Brits are sending rockets as well. So, but it's still the Ukrainians' fight.
But not engaged on the battlefield necessarily. I mean, there are no NATO troops in there. And the president here has said that that's not something that he will even entertain.
Not engaged in the battlefield as in boots on the ground, but we are passing lots and lots of intelligence, which, the satellite imagery that we have that the Ukrainians can't duplicate. If we pass that to them, they can use that in an offensive and defensive ways.
What do you think happens next? Obviously, they're making their way towards the capital, Kyiv there. I was reading last night that, maybe 10, 12 miles away from the city and surrounding it. Is the goal here to really just take over the capital and then what? They go home?
Well, they want to decapitate the current government, move another supplemental government in that is leaning toward the east, i.e. toward Russia, and not toward the west, toward NATO and our allies. They want to rebuild the buffer. So pre-World War II, the buffer between Russia and Germany, then the enemy, was Poland. Well, that buffer moved. Poland became part of NATO, and the Ukraine became the next level. And of course, Ukraine touches Russia in its reconstituted federation post-Soviet Union. They want to build that back. Putin is a Cold War warrior who lost a fight and wants to reconstitute what he lost.
Robert Sanders, we could talk about this all afternoon, but I really appreciate you being here from the University of New Haven for us this afternoon. So many questions. I know we'll have you back soon because sadly it does not look like this is going to end anytime soon.
Sadly, I agree with you.
All right. We'll see you soon, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.